do stuff like that. We had a Ford glass plant here that just made windshields, windows and stuff. And I worked for the telephone company there, and we, of course, maintained their telephone stuff there. And I used to go out there to the glass plant stuff when doing maintenance on their PBX. You go out there by those furnaces where that glass was, and like you say, Dom, it was just unbelievably hot. And I don't see how those people put it up. Of course, you know, working in a UAW plant, they made plenty of money, over.
No, Roger, yeah, WB5MXO AE80. Well, the tech center, you know, it was fully air conditioned and maintained the temperature, whatever it was comfortable, but I don't know exactly how they had it set. But just maintained a constant temperature all year round, because we were working within thousandths of an inch, you know. Everything that we did, all of the parts that we fabricated by hand, they had to conform with the print and dimensions, you know, the tolerances. So in order to be able to accurately measure anything, you have the same temperature. You know, you get into that deal of what they call the coefficient of linear expansion, where things that are cooler shrink a little, things that are warmer expand a little, and you know, when you're measuring things that go into a certain tolerance, it wouldn't be good to have the temperature going all over the map, over.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually, most times my life spent working on a telephone company. Of course, that's all changed now. People don't have phones. But when I went to work in Dallas, we were setting up a barcoding program for all of our central offices. Of course, that's worked right there. Actually, we had 3 floors of a bank building there in Irving. Our building was about maybe a mile from the old Texas Stadium. I could look out the window and see the stadium. But those days are gone forever. And of course, there is no. I worked for TTE, Tom. Of course, there is no more TTE. TTE and they are still merged. They named Verizon, and then Campo Mero, they sold it to some company from out in New Mexico, someplace called Tower Telecom. They kept it a few years, and now there's a company called Windstream that has it here. But it sure has changed. I got 2 people in there that I worked with. I don't know why they don't retire. Well, it's got 40 years still working. And he said, well, it's changed now. I really don't have to do anything. I said, well, you have to get up and go in every morning. AE80, WB5MXO.
WB5MXO, Alpha Echo 8 Oscar. There was guys like that at the tech center, you know, some of them over 70 years old, and had plenty of time, could have retired, didn't want to retire. And sadly, you know, one day they just wouldn't come to work. Well, it wasn't because they retired, it was because they dropped dead, over.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. I think I might have bumped my dial. Am I still on frequency?
No, you're still good.
Okay, I'm going to put this thing on lock. I have a habit of reaching up there and hitting that thing a lot. Well, I'm kind of, you know, I put up not a new tower. I bought a 55-foot crank-up tilt-over here at a state sale. And 2 or 3 years ago, my wife says 3 years ago, I say 2 years ago, and I don't really remember. But anyway, I've been laying out here in my backyard, and I'm wanting to get a hole dug for it. I've dug the hole for 4 other towers where I've lived. I've lived in this house 34 years, and I've got 2 towers up. I dug the hole for them. Got the concrete truck come out, but I just rolled out at 75. So I wanted to set this tower, and I just talked around the guys had the backhoes, the excavators, whatever they call them. Some of the flooding companies got those other ones, but just never got around to it. I live kind of out in the country. We got a little over 8 years. Next door neighbors get off this septic tank because the rural water company put in sewer, which I didn't hook up to because they wanted an exorbitant amount of money for it. And they're a plumbing company anyway, so I didn't want to deal with them. They tore my fence down when I put it in the sewer and never put it back, and on and on and on. So I looked over the next door neighbors, and there's a guy back there with one of those little excavators, one little small one. So he's putting his, I asked the neighbor, what's he doing? So I'm going on the sewer, you know. My septic tank is shot. So I went, what's over there and asked that guy when he charged the moment to go over your tower. So I went over there and I said, hey, what did you hold for? He said, well, for it. I wanted you to set a tower. He said, well, how big are we wanted? I said, I'll find for a deep 4x4. He said, how about $20? And I said, how fast can you get over there? He dug the hole and I got it all set up with the rebar and the tape. Got the concrete poured back in the fall. And then I kind of fiddled around a little bit, but I got it up now and it's concrete set and I got my rotor in it. And it's about time to put my beam. I'm going to put a 4-element 20-meter beam on it. Then the bad weather comes. So I'm sitting here looking out the window and I got a tower out there with nothing on it. So I've got 2 other ones. So besides the one here by the house, I've got this dual 12 and 17 antenna. I got another one out behind one of my sheds. It's got a high gain TH5CX on it. So it's not like I don't have an antenna, but I sure want to get that 204 VA back up. I had a stepper, and boy, that was the worst mistake of my life. I hear people, all neighbors got one, K550J, and he hasn't had any trouble, but I had trouble from the day I got it to the day I sold it. Got into it with the company and everything else, but I guess they're okay, but I mean, Rube Goldberg is really smiling at his screen over that, but 880 WB5MXO.
Whiskey Bravo 5, Mike, X-ray, Oscar, Alpha Echo, 8 Oscar. Well, it's a marvelous idea, but myself, just speaking myself personally, and there's probably tons of guys that never had any problems with them, but all them little motors running around in there with that tape, I don't know. I'd be a little scared. I wouldn't have one if I even had the money and I had the real estate where I could put one up without interfering. It wouldn't be for me because, 71 years old, I don't feel like climbing all over. I don't want to be pulling down an antenna that's malfunctioning and, going through all that kind of stuff. So, I got this hex beam. It's not the biggest and baddest. It's certainly nothing like what you've already got up. But it works pretty good and does everything I want it to do. I'm not a hardcore DXer or contester, and, I've worked DX on it. Most of the time I just like to, find someone that's willing to chew the fat for a while. And so it works great for me. And, I don't have deep pockets, so you don't need a Super Duty rotator. You don't need a massive support structure of any kind. And it works halfway decently for what it is. So, and it allowed me to comply with the city ordinances without too much of a hassle. It was hassles, but, eventually I got it up and got an approval and all that. They made me get a building permit and jump through a bunch of hoops. So, but it sounds like they're going to have a wonderful antenna farm there. You have a 4-element monobander on 20. You're going to be a big gun out there. WB5MXO 880.
Yeah, 880 WB5MXO. Yeah, I had that 20-meter beam up in the tower by the house for years, and then I got this stipper and I took it down. Been in the shed ever since. Well, a friend of mine lives over the hill from me. I get there miles from me. He'd probably be 3 or 4 miles. He's got a hex beam. I helped him put it up. And lightning hit it last year, and where he's got the K4KO, and where the coax goes into that little bar where all of the connectors are, it's in a right angle. And lightning hit it, and it actually blew the back of that coax connector completely out. It melted his 20-meter wire, and so he took it down, he tested it, he put new wire on there, he put a new coax connector, and got it back up. But boy, that lightning really smoked that sucker. But it's not working now, and I've only compared my 3-element dual bender with his hex beam on 17 meters, but we've worked quite a few stations, in the States and DX and all that, and they're actually just, there's no difference between his hex beam and my pushcraft 3-element, so it speaks for itself. It's really a good antenna. Easy to put up. He's got it on a 50-foot roll 25, but we've got a range of 64, so he just lower the whole antenna. It's just give us at the base, and we can work on the stuff at ground level and then crank it back up. So even though it's not a breakover tower, we're raised lower than car 60 feet. It works quite well. Another friend that lives about a mile and a half from me built this raising fixture when he lived in a different house for it, and it really works well. So he's got that up, and next thing he's always calling me, and I tell him there's a such and such station. He seems to always working. So there sure is a lot of them on the air, that's for sure, Tom. So there's not much to them as far as mechanical. So I like that idea as well. AE80 WB5MXO.
Whiskey Bravo 5, Mike, X-ray Oscar, Alpha Echo 8 Oscar. That's a lot of bang for the buck, guy, and mine's a K4 KIO, and 6 meters to 20, the equivalent of 6 Yankees, on different frequencies, 2-element Yankees. And what can you say? You don't need a tuner or nothing like that. And nothing to adjust, nothing to tune, no traps to burn out. Everything's made for you with the K4 KIO. But there's another guy, of course, out in the market now, NA4RR, and he's selling roughly the equivalent of the K4 KIO. It's the broadband design, 6 bands all